I typed in Sea of Thieves podcast because I was like, is there even a podcast for this game?
Welcome to the official, unofficial Sea of Thieves podcast, a podcast dedicated to Sea of Thieves and other rare games, but mainly Sea of Thieves. And today our podcast will mainly be about our wishes and expectations for Season 2. Not only has Rare been teasing us all throughout Season 1, but many expect Season 2 to blow us away with some anniversary content, since we only got some lousy sales this week. For this episode, we also have gotten a lot of input from our subscribers. So much, in fact, that I'm afraid we won't be able to discuss everyone, but we will certainly try. And when I say we, I mean me and our brand new guest.
Hey, hello everybody. My name's Schrogs. I'm a brand new YouTuber. I've been doing it for about 6 months, and I started making Sea of Thieves content. I discovered Captain Blubber's podcast and wanted to get on here. I'm super excited to be here, and thank you for having me.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Yeah, you sent a message in the comments, and I checked you out, and it's like, hey, this guy seems nice. So now you're on the podcast. That's so great. What made you decide to do Sea of Thieves content?
There wasn't really anything specifically that got me into the Sea of Thieves content. When I first got onto YouTube, I kind of started with Apex Legends, and I wanted to do something different. And I had discovered Sea of Thieves about a year ago. I really enjoyed the game. It was a lot of fun, and my brother and our real life friend got into it. And it was just a lot of fun to record. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to start making content as I learn how to make YouTube content.
Nice. Yeah, same for me. Like I knew to edit a little bit, but my skills are certain. Well, at least I like to think that my skills are improving thanks to all the editing we do. Oh well. So, what's your opinion about season 1? So, it would be nice to have a little bit of context before we dive into the other topics.
Uh, Overall, I was a little disappointed with season 1. I am glad that the Plunder Pass turned out pretty good the way they had it set up. It's quick to level up. It has a lot of fun little in-game missions that you have to complete. But as far as the content goes for the unlockables, it was mostly recycled content. So I'm really hoping with season 2 that we get a lot new cosmetics that go with the Plunder Pass. And also, I'm hoping for a lot more content because we only really had the new voyage for the Merchant Alliance for new content. Everything else was kind of recycling old content. And it's been a long time since we've had a really big content patch update. So I'm really hoping that they've really been going all in with season 2. And I kind of feel like they are because they've been hinting at so much around the world in the game.
Yeah, that's certainly true. It's interesting to hear you say that you think there's a lot of rehash and you're only playing for a year. Oh my, you have no idea how it feels for somebody who's playing for 3 years now.
Oh
Um,
man.
but it's interesting. It's interesting to hear that because I always thought that the newer players would have a way different experience. Like everything is so new and there's so much to discover, so much content to get through. But yeah, it's actually nice to hear your opinion on this. There's also been a lot of negative reactions to the monthly updates in this season 1, like to the Emporium updates. So, what's your take on that?
Yeah, they're definitely getting a lot of negative feedback, especially when I'm looking at the comment section. They seem to be getting a good like to dislike ratio, but the comment
Mm.
section, if you look at all the top comments, they're all just bashing on Rare for just continuously releasing Emporium
Yeah,
cosmetics when, like I was saying, there just isn't a lot of new content recently in the game. So I can definitely see why people are upset. And it seems
yeah.
like the other type of top comment you see in the comment section is that people are saying, well, just wait till season 2. So I don't know if those insiders kind of hinting at something, if they know something's
Ah,
up, but we'll definitely
yeah,
see what comes out here.
yeah. I see that a lot in my comment section too. Like people that say laughing insiders. To be honest, like if you want to put that in the comments, that's fine. I personally don't really like that. Like, please keep the teasing to a minimum. Let Rare do all the teasing. We don't need to do that. But that's just my opinion. But I honestly, I don't really get it. Like I'm known. Again, I like to think that I'm known for being a critical YouTuber about Sea of Thieves. But even I'm like, oh damn, that's a bit too much negative reactions. Especially since Rare said, like, yeah, we're gonna start with a big update, and then we're gonna do empowering updates and quality of life improvements, and that's exactly what they did. So I know it's not like they made a fake promise they didn't keep. No, they told us exactly what we're gonna get throughout these months, and we got that. Even a little bit more with some additions last month. But yeah, I do get where they're coming from. Obviously, I mean, I want some meaty content as well. So before we dive into the wishes and expectations for season 2, I really want to promote my Discord real quick. It's not the biggest, like my ex-girlfriend used to say. But if you want to chat with me and my crew, and post pictures of hippos, this is the right Discord for you. Also, pirates who submit their questions for this podcast in the Discord, you will have a higher chance of getting your questions answered. So yeah, all the more reason to join the Discord. Link will be in the description. Also, want to do some quick reminders. The cosmetics from the Festival of Fishing from last month event have been moved to the shop and locked behind accommodations. I'm like, no, just keep them exclusive, but oh well, if you can still earn them if you want. You also have until March 25th to get the free Prosperous Captain Sales by just playing the game. It's a little anniversary reward for you guys. And also don't forget to pick up the free Rolls on the Floor laughing emote, which you can get this month in the Pirate Emporium with no additional cost. So, with these messages out of the way, let's dive into our speculation for Season 2. And let's start with Duke, because a lot of people think he is hinting to future content, myself included. So, for the people who don't know, Duke, originally, at the beginning of Season 1, he was at Mermaid's Hideaway, searching for some treasure. We don't know what the treasure is. And this month, he moved again to Kraken's Fall, and he's hinting to some runes, and those runes are scattered across the Sea of Thieves. And I made a video about it. Again, a link will be in the description. You can check it out. So, Schrogs, what do you think is going on?
I don't completely know, but I definitely think they're hinting towards a tall tale.
Oh, Tall Tale. It's been a while.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's what it's going to be, but I definitely think it seems to be the reason I think it will be a tall tale is because you have the pieces of that relic all around the world, so it seems like it's going to be something that you have to go discover all the pieces, and it probably will turn into a key to open up some room, and that's going to be kind of like the tall tale dungeon that you have to go through is kind of what I'm thinking.
Maybe. That's good. Like a lot of people are speculating different things. I honestly have no clue at all. I just really love reading all the comments. People are trying to decipher the runes because each rune has 3 words on it, like gray, coral is one, hiding is one, merfolk is one. Lots of hints towards a mermaid update. I can't blame people who think that way, especially since Duke was on Mermaid's Hideaway too. And other people are trying to, they think the runes are hinting to a location that you can find in the game. As of recording, I'm only
Oh,
aware of 4 runes, and there could be more that we simply haven't found yet. So
interesting.
yeah.
Yeah, so when I was doing a live stream the other day, someone was talking about a potential new mermaid area, which I thought was strange because we have Mermaid's Hideaway, but they were talking about like an underwater area where you have to get
Hmm.
down to, and it could be maybe a new enemy type that are mermaids as well, but it was all just speculation. But it's funny because somebody on your comment section from that last video on the mermaid relics is talking about how we know the location of 4 of those relics, and this guy's talking about how there's still a 5th one out there that we have to find,
Yeah.
and then it's gonna create this new area or realm in the map where it has like the mermaid area that you explore, but it's funny to see how much speculation goes into this stuff, and they definitely are doing a good job of hinting towards it. It's really cool that they're
Yep,
doing this. Uh, I'm
indeed.
excited to find out.
Yeah, same. And there's so many speculations. Like they go from left to right. People think a whole bunch of different stuff. I also believe that there are more runes actually, but still have yet to find them. There's also a lot of underwater, kind of like Lost City of Atlantis types of structures in the seas. some at one of the what was it? One of the unmarked islands. There's this entire system. Maybe that's going to be used for mermaids. Would be cool. Would be cool. There are definitely hints to the mermaids, but we have to wait. We'll have to wait. It's going to be in season 2. Maybe one more thing about Duke that's maybe interesting, because a lot of people believe he's searching for earrings to communicate with mermaids, and that's a treasure he's looking on Mermaid's Hideaway. And I've read the novel, and I had one of my subscribers comment too, like it's also in the comics, that there's something on Mermaid's Hideaway, something hidden there. So it could be either one of those two.
Well, I haven't read the comics, but that's interesting. I'm definitely hoping that, when you mention that it's a new, like, city of Atlantis where you go underwater, I kinda hope there could be some underwater cities, because right now in the game, when you're on the water, when you're in the open sea, there isn't, like, a whole lot of exploration to be done except for when you're going island hopping, so it would be cool if there was just another thing outside of, like, shipwrecks that you could go explore when you're out on the sea.
That would be a good one, like the sort of beacon where you can dive in and there's
Exactly.
this, pillar or whatever structure. That's actually a good one. I would definitely like that. That makes, something else you can find between islands. That would certainly be nice. All right, so let's dive into the reactions from my subscribers, and we start with Brent Penman. And he said, "We need a video on this Glitterbeard character and what is happening at Plunder Valley. Big changes appear to be coming." So there's a reason why I put this comment first, because there's a lot of speculation about Glitterbeard. I'm not gonna talk that much about it, but Glitterbeard is a tribute to one of the developers that passed away at Rare. His name was James White. He was an apprentice data analyst. Apparently, he was a gentle giant with a big bushy beard. But also, Rare asked not to make any videos about this out of respect of James. So I won't. So you won't see any videos about Glitterbeard on my channel, and hopefully not on other channels as well. It's just something you need to experience for yourself. It needs to be a natural experience. So that's all I have to say about Glitterbeard.
Yeah, I think that's, I think it's great that you're going to respect their wishes. It's always hard on it's obviously going to be very hard on them to lose a member of their team, especially because this game is one of their biggest projects ever. If not, I think it is their biggest project ever for Rare.
Oh yeah, for
And
sure.
yeah, and for, for them, that's very difficult. I think it's great to see that they have immortalized him in the game with this tribute, and hopefully that, more people will respect their wishes and not try to get the views by making content on it.
Indeed. But it's gonna be inevitable, but I'm not gonna participate in that. Anyways, let's go to. I've kind of bundled some reactions together, so I will go through all of them, and then we'll discuss them one by one. So these comments are all about mermaids. Again, Dave that chicken says, "I desperately want mermaids to make their long-awaited arrival into the seas in a proper way. I would also love a new Telltale or World event." Pietro Fornassari. I'm gonna butcher names a lot, by the way. My subscribers know this. He says, "I'm not excited about mermaids, but at this point, it is the most probable addition. So I wish to be surprised by Rare with cool mechanics with merfolks." Raccoon Boy says a world event related to mermaids would be cool. And the Ashen Hunter comments, "For a while, I was heavily thinking it would be mermaids, but now I'm doubting myself, thinking it would be Athena stuff. We have an overhaul of everything but them, maybe a mixture. The possibilities are endless." So when you hear these comments, what's your reaction to this?
I think it's awesome to see all this. I really am with these guys. I really hope we have some new merfolk. I didn't even think of it being a world event. That would be awesome. But honestly, I hope it's both. And the one downside to if it was just a world event, like Raccoon Boy, uh, the thing is there's only so many world events, but there can only be one up at a time. So if you really wanted to do the brand new world event, you would kinda have to just server hop for a while, and so it could be a while before you even get to experience that new content. So I always like when they kinda sandwich it in with something else, and
Mhm.
a new merfolk, that would be really cool because I think everyone is feeling the same way on that. Everyone wants more enemy types other than just the skeletons, so
Oh
I
yeah,
think it would be a great
definitely.
addition.
I mean, that would be my main wish. Like, we're not going to talk that much about our personal wishes, but if I had to choose one thing, it's more enemy variety for sure. It's
Yeah, absolutely.
it's also interesting what the Ashen Hunter says. He says, um, I was thinking mermaids, but I also want Athena stuff, maybe a mixture. I think there's a lot of potential in that, since, like Rare said, we're going to do the big update at the beginning of the season, but I'm like, you could spread it out. Maybe, get the cosmetics, like mermaid cosmetics, in the first month of the game to, get our mouth a little bit watering, so to say. And then in the second month, season two, here it is. Here are the mermaids in full. So spread it out, the content across the season. That's something I would like to keep it a little bit going. Otherwise, you have the big bang in the beginning, and then it just fizzles out in the other months.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I don't know if that's what they were planning on doing. I know because it's the way they did season 1, they did the big content drop in the beginning, and then they simply did, events to follow it up, and I think the events do a good job of keeping you in the season. Like, the last one, I think, was the fishing event, and that was definitely fun to do, although I didn't complete it. But, I think that's definitely a good way to keep people engaged. I just hope if they do decide to do the content drop in the very beginning again, I hope it's a lot more than what it was in season 1.
Yeah, and I think they're gonna do. It's a different team that has 3 months to work on season two, and there's also a different team for season three, and they will have half a year to work on their content. So I'm hoping that each season is gonna be bigger than the previous one. Yeah, I'm betting on it actually. Like, it has to be bigger than season one, season two. So
I agree,
um,
I'm in the same boat there.
guy. And we see a mixture in these comments. Like, some people say we want mermaids in a tall tale, or people say we want mermaids in a world event. And I'm like, a mermaid faction could also be a possibility. Like, if you had to choose how you would like to see mermaids in the game, what would you choose?
Well, I think, I wouldn't just choose one. I think, honestly, first of all, it's a 3-month season, and if it is going to be about mermaids, and that's kinda like, the season title has mermaids in the name, then I would love to see just everything mermaids. So I honestly, and I don't think this is unrealistic at all in terms of how much time they've had to work on this. I think a little bit of everything would be amazing. A mermaid Tall Tale, a Mermaid World event, and a new mermaid enemy type with a little storyline to go with it, I think is totally realistic and doable. And I think it would be so cool to just like the entire season, you have all this different mermaid stuff to really get you diving deep into this content and into the story. And I would love to see I just have been missing out on new content for a while that I just want to see everything right now at this point.
Yeah, I can definitely tell from your reaction that those are some big wishes. And I do hope
I
they
know.
come true. I'm gonna be fair. I hope we get a lot of stuff too. I actually think, if we're being realistic, we're only gonna get one thing regarding mermaids. But
Yeah, you're
yeah,
probably
maybe
right, but
any type that would be really cool, like the evil mermaids that are in the lore, evil mermaids. So yeah, we'll see.
yeah, if we are only to get one thing, I think a new enemy type would be
Hmm.
definitely that would be my personal choice because, yeah, I'd love to see something new.
I Yeah, and there are. Did I put it in the notes? I don't think I did. Because they're also building stuff at the outpost. And my original thought
Oh,
was,
yeah.
they're building a mermaid faction because all the construction is near the water. And I thought Duke's going to find the earrings, so we can use the earrings to communicate with a mermaid quest giver at the outpost, and they will set us on mermaid, quest, like in different faction, and we'll collect, mermaid treasure in all those underwater areas, and that's going to be the update. That was my original thought. Um, Actually, I'm doubting a little bit, because with last month, that construction didn't, become bigger or more complete. So now I'm thinking that it might still be mermaids, but that the construction at the outpost is not going to be for season two, but for season three. So how do you feel about that?
Well, I'll start with the first thing you said about that being the mermaid outpost. I didn't even think about that, especially with them being by the water. I didn't even put that together. I think that's actually a really I think you're probably onto something with that. That makes total sense to me, and now you've got me hyped for it. So that sounds actually
Ooh.
really cool. And if it added a new treasure type as well, a mermaid treasure, uh that would be really cool as well to see because honestly, just something new, something refreshing because we have just had the 3 loot types, well, 4 if you count the Athena.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I would definitely like to see that, but now that you're saying it looks like it could be a season 3 update, I hope not. I really hope not. I don't think they would hint at a season 3 update because they started this, what, 2 months ago? I don't think they
Mhm.
would have hinted at a season 3 update 2 months ago.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I can't remember. Were you there when they were building the Reaper's hideout?
I was not.
Yeah, I figured that took a very long while to get completed as well. So they are known for for releasing
Gosh.
it when it's ready. So
Yes,
we'll just have to wait and see.
yeah, that's interesting. I didn't realize that, so I guess you have a better understanding then.
Oh well, I'm by no means an expert. I'm just a gamer. I'm just a guy on the internet. So let's go to the next set of comments, and these comments are all around cosmetics. So again, I'm gonna go through all of them, and then we're gonna discuss them one by one. So the first one comes from Frog Rambo. He says, "I would like ship and outfits save slots slash presets." SGM Jam says, "I want them to expand the black market as it was meant for getting items that are no longer available, but now is just there for nothing." Annie May, oh my god, it's these names. Annie Meta Koman says, "Two simple things: being able to pick what eye an eye patch goes on, and the same for a hook and the same for the back leg. And he wants simple white gloves like Captain Amelia. And Captain Amelia is a character from Treasure Planet, and she has these white long gloves that are certainly nice." Phone Charges says, "I'd like to see the cosmetics we see in the game's promotional artwork. We have the design in game, however, they aren't the same color palette." We have Midnight Aesthetics, and he says, "More Plunder Pass exclusive." So I actually feel like there's a reason to buy it. And I do agree with him. Mr. Dot, he says, "More scars and no basic character scars. Scars like white eyes that right now are only available in the character randomizer." And finally, we have the comment from Game Gladiator, and he says, "More curses. Reskins that aren't ugly colors. Cough, cough. Fearless Bone Crusher. Cough, cough. Silent Barnacle." So, what would you like to see on or when we talk about cosmetics in the next season?
Well, I think all of these guys have pretty good ideas here, and obviously, the number one, like the progression in this game is cosmetics, and
Yes.
so with that being said, the ability to add extra customization to your character is a big deal, and people want to make their pirate exactly how they envision it in this game, and so um, I'll just go through some of these, but I think having the saved slots presets for your ship,
Yeah.
I think that totally makes sense. It doesn't
Yep.
take a long time to deck out your ship, but the big thing about this is that, like, when you log in, if your ship is predetermined, if you have that set and it auto loads in when you log in, it makes it feel more like it's yours. And so I
Yes.
think that's a really cool idea.
Yeah.
Um, Expanding the black market, it's used for nothing. Uh, well, it still has a purpose. There is still some loot on there, but yeah, I think the black
Yeah, but
market's really cool,
but
because it
let's be honest about this black market, because originally it was introduced for for reskins, and so people could still enjoy the past cosmetics, and was fine with that. I still with some crew members who missed out on some certain rewards. I can be harsh and be like, you just be there. Like if you have it, like tough luck. If you wasn't there, you didn't get it. But I want to be, don't want to be too bitter. So it was a great solution for reskins. However, do we really need the black market now anymore? Like, just move it all over to the clothing stores and all the other stores, because that's what they're doing right now with all them reskins coming in. So I'm like, just move what's in the black market now to the clothing stores and all that stuff, and be done with it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would make sense too, and then completely remove the black market. Yeah, I could see that being a thing. Sam Jam said expanding the black market, and he didn't give any examples to that. But if they found a new purpose for it, that would be cool as well.
Yeah.
With anime Tata anime Taco Man, that's what his name
Oh,
is.
that's
Okay.
what it is. Anime
Yeah.
Taco Man. Yes. Some capital letters there, man, would have really helped me out.
I just noticed taco in his name. That's how I figured it. I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
taco."
Man, you're making
Um
me hungry right now. Like like Taco Man says, he wants to pick the eye patch and the hook, and I do get that. Like, yeah, you want to customize your pirate. However, like, all the animations are built around the location of those cosmetics. Like, when you reload your gun, you reload with your hook, and if you put your hook on the other hand, then how the hell are you gonna pull the trigger then? So that animation doesn't work anymore. And the
well,
same goes. Yeah, go for it.
yeah. Yeah, you would just have to simply, I mean, I wonder if they would just be able to switch all the animations to the other arm. I don't know how difficult that would be to just kind of
Pretty
reversal it.
difficult, and I don't
Yeah,
think that they want to do that. Like, it's wasted development time. Like, it's a little bit nice, but it's not a big request from the community. And I rather have them focusing on something else, like mermaids.
Yeah, I agree with that. You know what? Then? My opinion is that they need to hire more people so that we can get all of this stuff.
Well, actually, they have been hiring a lot. I think they let the arena team go. Not 100% sure of that, but I don't think the arena team is the original arena team anymore. Because they kind of giving up on arena, even though they say we're happy. No, you're not. Um, well, I'm not gonna rant about arena. I've already done that in the past. But they have expanded with all these all these season teams. They're made of a bunch of new people. So yeah. And
Uh,
those white gloves, you want them white gloves? Those long ones.
I'm not even sure what the white gloves are. Oh, the one that Captain Amelia wears.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not even familiar with those. So,
I had to
yeah.
look it up too before we started recording. I thought it was an in-game
uh,
character, but it's not.
More Plunder Pass exclusives. So I actually feel like there's a reason to buy it. Yeah, I agree with that. Hopefully, they get more unique items in there
Yeah.
this next time.
Quit with the reskins. Like Game Gladiator said it as well. Reskins that aren't ugly. Like it's all subjective if something is ugly or not, obviously. But I've gotten a little flag from that from my subscribers to say, why do you hate on reskins so much? Because I don't want reskins. Like, how can you be excited by reskins? But that's obviously again my opinion. And then they put a paywall behind it too in the Plunder Pass. Like, don't. Well, wait,
Yeah,
wait,
yeah.
wait, 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 wait. I should be careful. Like, there are no reskins in the Plunder Pass. I think it's just those cosmetics from the Emporium, which I still disagree with. It's about the renown system that uses a lot of reskins. Just quit with reskins. I'd rather have them. Don't put any in it. But that's just
Well,
me.
I agree. Some reskins are good, but only if the reskins are implemented with other new cosmetics. Because if it's all just reskins, then there's nothing exciting about that. Sometimes it's cool to have a variation of something. Maybe you really like the item, but you just don't like the colors of it. But if everything's just reskins, then it just kind of seems lazy. And I don't know. I'm with you on that. I hope there's a lot less reskins.
I like it's too bad because I don't know who it was, maybe it was Falk or Absolute Pixel, I can't remember. And they said, like, let's have a painting shop, like get rid of the reskins and let the player reskin them itself, like in every color they want, and maybe they need to pay for it for certain paint jobs or anything like that. I was like, that's a great solution. Like, if you really like a certain set because the way it looks, but you don't like the colors, you can adjust yourself till you're happy. and then you don't need to bring all those reskins anymore and and say, oh
Oh,
no,
yeah.
we got new cosmetics. No, you don't. It's just new color.
I actually think that's funny you say it because one, I didn't even think that, and now that you've said that, that is seriously just such an easy, simple solution, and it makes so much sense that it to me, it's like, why is that not added? Let's just do
Yeah.
that. That makes total sense.
And feels more personal too. Like if you have this cosmetic, like the aristocrat outfit for something, this white outfit, but it looks pretty nice, especially on slim pirates. And you're like, ah man, I want it to be black because I like talking. Well, then you can paint it black if you want it. So I don't know, that would have been a good solution in my opinion. But they're not gonna do that. Like there's so many reskins, and some reskins are like with the Obsidian set and the Aristocrat set, those are really similar. The Inside set as well. But if you're gonna repaint the Obsidian set, you can just paint it white and say, oh, this is my Insider set. So yeah, they're not gonna do that, but would have been nice. I do like the comment of Mr. Dot Dot. He says this is a really valid point because when you select your character in the beginning of the game, you have a certain scars that are always with your pirate. The same as with the white eye. Like one of my crewmates, he has a white eye, which looks really awesome. But nobody else can obtain that because you had to be lucky with your character randomizer. How do you feel about that? Should that be optional for all pirates, stuff like this?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna take it a step farther. I think you should just be able to kind of design your pirate a little bit because I don't know. I just think it's crazy that it's a game where cosmetics are the end goal, is simply having a cool looking ship and maybe character and maybe eventually they change what the end game is of this game with the becoming a pirate legend. But right now, really, cosmetics is the main goal of the game, and to have all this stuff locked behind the paywall because you can re-change your character, but you have to pay money for it, and you don't know that when you buy the game. Of course, like I never knew that when I got the game, so I had to pay. And
And that wasn't
and
even an option. That wasn't even an option for 2 years. The changing your part. If you made the wrong decision, you was at pirate for the rest of the game,
oh
and that's
my
how
gosh.
I experienced the game. Yeah, no, I knew it in advance. I watched all the developer talk, so I knew you couldn't change. So I was really picky. Like I think I've spent 45 minutes picking my character. I'm really happy with him. Um,
That's
but yeah,
that's
still,
smart. See, I spent about a
it's.
minute with mine, and I did not
did,
get the
did,
character I wanted.
did you buy the pirate appearance potion then?
Yeah, I got the pirate parent potion. In fact, I've done it twice. I got another one when it was on sale. Uh, and the only thing that I'm not upset about for those is the fact that I had gone an ancient skeleton, so it kind of paid for it. But
Mhm.
yeah, I'm totally with Mr. Dot Dot. Those should definitely be something you can choose either when you're creating your character, you choose the scars, or just make those scars something you choose in the equipment box.
Yeah, for sure. And maybe make I don't know, like they shouldn't do it that too much. I believe like if there was a way to make my part slim but keep the same face, I would not like that, because I really like that you can see from a distance, you can recognize your crew members. So I do want to be able to do that. I think that really adds to the game because I think that's also the reason why they've done the randomizer instead of the full customization in the beginning, because they want your pirate to be unique and have be recognizable by how he looks. And they don't want like the perfect white male guy with 8 abs and flexing all the time. They don't want everybody to look like that, so that's the reason why they originally did the randomizer.
Yeah, that makes sense actually, and, I think we all have that one friend who has that really big pirate, and we all know exactly who he is when he logs in.
I well I'm a big pirate.
Oh my
All right. I mean,
Oh,
people
okay, there's
pe-
nothing wrong with the big pirate.
people tremble before me when they see me, or could also be my weight. All right.
Oh, man.
Also more curses. Game Gladiator says he wants more curses. I agree with that. Like a mermaid curse again would be really nice for season 2.
I agree, that would be really cool. Maybe even something, with this curse, maybe it gives you kinda like a slimy, fishy, scaly skin, I don't know. That would be
Yeah,
really cool, though.
that would be cool. Like according to the lore, and please, somebody in the comments, please, if I'm wrong, please leave a comment. But apparently, those cursed mermaid statues that you see around the seas, like they will curse you to become a mermaid. That's the reason why we need to destroy them, because we don't want evil mermaids roaming the seas. And there's art too, like of a pirate slowly changing into to a mermaid, and you kind of see that transformation bit by bit in the artwork. So yeah, that would be really cool if we have a curse that's kind of halfway that transformation.
Yeah, that sounds really cool, I didn't know about that lore there. It would also be cool then if those uh, statues that we had to kill, maybe if with this new update, they add something more to it rather than just, hitting it with your sword 50 times. Maybe if they added it, like, maybe waves of mermaids started spawning on them or something, that would be cool too.
Oh, that would be cool. Yeah, if it attracted like mermaids, that it's one person is slashing the statue and the other one is defending against the mermaid. Yeah. I need to think a little bit, but it's certainly a nice idea. It's funny that you said they need to do more with those mermaids. I'm gonna tell you another old sea duck secret. When those statues was first introduced, they didn't give gems at all. It was just accommodations. It was just a number that went up when you destroyed them. So no gems for destroying them at all. So they already changed it a little bit.
Oh, well, yeah, that's a good change at least, because I don't know if I would be smashing them if I just got little commendations.
Yep, indeed. I was a lot of people were disappointed with that when that update came around, because that was the entire build adventure smashing mermaid statues, and there was you got some doubloons, and that was about it. Um,
Interesting.
so the next set I bundled together is all about Athena. I was surprised with that. Like a lot of people want more Athena stuff. Like Yuri, he says, I definitely would prefer to see some actual Athena voyages. Right now, the only Athena voyage is just a mashup from three other emissaries, of which a good half of them don't even grant Athena items. Firecrop says, I want more Athena content. I have not bothered maxing my Athena rep yet because of the immense boredom I have doing the current Athena content, which is just a repeat of the other faction quests. If they could design a new type of quest for the Athena faction, it would be more interesting for me. Maybe a quest that takes in account that it's not about gold, it's about the glory. These quests could be centered around exploration and discovery rather than just treasure hunting. Maybe even quests to hunt beasts in specific locations like Mags, Krakens, skeleton ships, or combinations of these. Also, he wants more colors of clothing. Well, we talked about that. Firecrop, no. All right. So, Epic Waluigi says, the mysterious stranger moves to the Pirate Legend hideout and sells you Dark Adventures voyages, sending you to do some more mysterious new quests. So instead of expanding the Athena voyages, he wants new Dark Adventure voyages. And finally, we have Grey Waffles. And he says, I would like to see more Pirate Legend content, especially with all the other trading companies getting new voyages. No, sorry, especially with all the other trading companies' new voyages that make emissary work extremely easy. I feel like the Athena's Fortune voyage is extremely outdated compared to the amount of gold, rep, and emissary these new voyages give you. It would be nice to see some new content for Pirate Legends. I agree with most of these comments actually. Like Athena hasn't gotten a new voyage since a long time. The last one was the Athena's Run of Thieves Haven, which they nerfed because it was way easier when they were first introduced, and now it's a bit harder to get your emissary rep up. And it's only a Thieves Haven that runs, so you're gonna get bored by it really quick. Originally, I thought they're gonna do like an Athena's run of, I don't know, Wondrous Refuge or Shipwreck Bay to mix it up, but they didn't really. So yeah, how do you feel about that? Would
Yeah,
you want
I,
more Athena content for season two?
I pretty much agree with all of these for the most part. Athena is really I think when I didn't know anything about becoming a pirate legend when I first got the game, And I will tell you, when I became a pirate legend and got my first Athena voyage, it was probably one of the most disappointing things I ever, one of the most disappointing moments I ever had in this game. It is,
Mm.
Yuri says it perfectly, in my opinion. It's just like your voyage is literally just a mashup of the three other emissaries that you had already been grinding out for how long it took you to get to pirate legend. So to just hit pirate legend and then it's like, "Oh, I'll do it all again."
So when it comes to Pirate Legends, one thing I want, and I've wanted this from the beginning, I want Telltale. Like this should be a Telltale exclusive to Pirate Legends. Like some people say, an entire series of Telltales. Yeah, no, that's a bit too much. It's a lot of work to do that. But some unique story only for Pirate Legends would definitely be appreciated.
I agree totally. I think that would be amazing if they added that into the game. Not only would that be a huge incentive to become a pirate legend, to finish up a storyline or continue the main storyline, or just to simply maybe it was like a the Tall Tale specifically had a storyline for pirate legends. All those different options would be really cool and would make becoming a pirate legend so much more incentivized, because right now they're really, unless you really like the Athena ship set or costume, there's really no other reason to, level it up or even to become a pirate legend.
Yeah, no, that's yeah, that's somewhat true. There are a lot of cosmetics. Like in the beginning, you only had those, ghost outfit. You don't even have weapons or the equipment. It was just the outfit, no ships at all. So they all added that later. But you're right. It's mainly cosmetics that they have been adding, and not that much else. So yeah, definitely give us something more than just cosmetics for Pirate Legends. Who knows what we'll see in season 2. It does make sense, by the way. Like every emissary's gotten an extra voyage when you compare it through the beginning of the game, and I always like those new voyages. Like with the gold, the vaults is easily the most fun gold order voyage. The same goes with the ghost ships for the Order of Souls, and I also really love the immersion voyages, the new ones. They're so easy. Like you just sail from 1 to B in your grade 5 and you have a bunch of treasures. It's amazing.
Yeah, that one's really lucrative. I agree. All those 3 new voyages are all really, awesome. I like them all as well.
All right, super. So we're going to the last set of comments. We'll do these one by one because I couldn't really bundle them together in their own category. So let's go to Citronenscheim. We discussed this a little bit. He says, "I would want something on the outpost. I mean, Rare is shouting at us that there will be something, and he's obviously talking about those constructions. I think it's going to be mermaids. Other people think it's going to be." A relocation of the Hunter's Call. I don't know how you feel about that.
Yeah, that was gonna be my other thought, was the Hunter's Call. I hope it's mermaids. If it's Hunter's Call, that would be a little disappointing, but if that's how they wanted to implement the voyages for Hunter's Call, that would make sense. I could see
Yeah,
it going both ways, but I would prefer mermaids.
yeah, same. And is there a third option? What it could be?
I don't know what the 3rd option would be. I honestly don't know what it's gonna be at this point, but it's hard to say. They really are pushing towards this whole mermaid thing with everything that they've kinda hinted at in the game, so I
Mm,
definitely leaning towards mermaids.
yeah, we do need to be careful with this because there are some hints to mermaids. Mermaids was obviously like in the first couple of weeks when the game just came out. A lot of people wanted mermaids as well, so it's something that we want for a long time. And now I think thanks to Duke, all this mermaid content is getting a resurgence. But we need to be careful because it's also all those YouTubers that are making mermaid content now, and so it kind of seems that it's coming, but it could be something else too. So you temper your expectations too a little, even though I'm hoping it's going to be mermaids.
All the mermaid
Uh,
hints that they've released could just be Rare trying to throw us off.
yeah, maybe. I mean, they did the same with the Arctic region. Like we got those frostbite cosmetics, but do we have a frostbite region? No, we don't. And now we have that Sans outfit and that Sand cosmetics and that ship where we get an Arabic biome or something like that. I should say desert biome. Will we get a desert biome or something like that? No. No, just cosmetics. So, like sometimes it seems that they're hinting at something, and we don't get it, or maybe in the far future.
Yeah, that's true, sadly.
I Epic Waluigi and Michael O'Rourke, again, I hope I pronounced it right. Both of them, they want fishing voyages, kind of like the fishing voyages we got in the Festival of Fishing. My opinion is, I think they're really dumb, but I would love to hear your thoughts on the fishing voyages.
I think I actually like it, if you implement it right. I wouldn't want it to be like, go catch, like, 5 splash tails and turn 'em in, that would be really lame. I hope they implement if they're gonna do a fishing voyage, I hope they implement a new kind of, um special way to find special fish. Like maybe you find like these schools of fish when you're just randomly sailing in the water. It catches your eye and you're like, oh, okay, let's go fish over here. And maybe you get some like super rare or really unique fish to that voyage. That would be a lot more fun in my opinion. And it's something that you could um you can only have one voyage up at a time. This is something where I wish it could be done alongside other voyages. So you could be kind of like doing the fishing as, like, a side quest almost while you're doing something else, but I don't know, I think I definitely would like to see something for the hunter's call.
Those are great suggestions, like dark clouds in the water where there's a lot of activity of fish, where you can just, raise your sails and fish at that dark spot to get some exclusive fish, or maybe do 3 voyages, and then at the end of your third voyage, you will have an increased chance of getting, one of those, more rare fish types. So there's a way to kind of go for them, and instead of just getting lucky. Like those are all great ideas to expand on the hunter's call. Um, so yeah, like if you like I want more fishing, but like you said, it doesn't really have to be voyages. Just more options to fish on the seas.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so we have some other suggestions from Epic Waluigi yet again. He says the Sea Ducks move to the sea posts and sent you on a bounty hunt for the ship that has sunk the most players in the last 3 hours. A lot of people want this as well. Like they want a bounty system. I strongly disagree with this. By the way, I think it's not going to work because people are not going to sail for 3 hours. Like especially with this new renown system, like Rare is promoting short sessions more and more. And what then? Like, yeah, sure, you have a ship that's going to sink a lot of ships, and all right, he's going to get the bounty, but he can leave at any moment, and you're sailing towards over him. You've spent 15 minutes sailing to his location, and then he just decides to make dinner or something like that, and boom, the entire mechanic is gone. So I do like it that people hunt the better players in the game, but this type of bounty system, like that's not for me.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. It just simply wouldn't work. You're chasing a ship and it it logs out, or better yet, you're chasing a ship and then you get transferred to a new server or something. So,
Right.
although I don't know if that can happen if the ship there's only 2 ships, I guess you can't. Yeah, I just don't see this being a thing. I don't know. I don't see this being a thing. I really don't, and it doesn't even sound like something I would want. I mean, what realistically, what's going to happen is once this person has sunk enough ships, they're just going to go sell everything. So then you're
Yeah.
going to go try to fight them, and there's nothing there, or they're going to be getting ready to log off anyways. So I don't see it
Yeah.
being a thing.
Yeah, that's true. And just just don't be a pussy. Just put up the Reaper's mark or the Reaper's emissary if you're about to sinking people. Let people know you're aggressive. Like, come on. uh,
Yeah, I almost wonder because that's basically what the hunter's mark is or already, or the reaper's mark is because it's going to level up. So you're basically putting that bounty on yourself as you kill other players.
yeah, it's
Maybe it should just be. I don't know. Maybe if you PvP someone, the reaper's mark is forced on you for a little bit. That could be something they do.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. Like that, if you just sunk a ship, yeah, for the next 15 minutes you appear on the map or something like that,
Yeah,
maybe. We have to think this through though. Like there may like not a lot of people will agree with this, but no, it would be cool. Like everything that promotes PvP is alright in my book.
right.
Um,
And the downside of that is if you're defending yourself and you sink someone that's trying to kill you, and then you get reaper's marked. Well, that would be lame. But Yeah, I don't know how they would implement this, but as the way he's suggested it, I don't like that.
Yeah, you're right. But we'll see. Like I'm fine with it this right now. Like I don't really need a bounty system to make
Yeah,
the
me
game
too.
better. Uh, his other suggestion, on the other hand, he says, "I want a new Tall Tale that is the end to the Flameheart trilogy." I love that he calls it a trilogy. No evidence for that, but oh well. But it also leaves room for a final server event to wrap up the Flameheart arc completely. I do agree. Like we had Absolute Pixel in the podcast too, and he also said just end Flameheart. Like people are done with Flameheart now. It's been hyped up for a long time. We had some tall tales about it and one world event, and now he's just there, and nothing's getting done with Flameheart anymore. Just make one event of one tall tale, or make a tall tale and an event. Just wrap it up, and we're done with Flameheart, and we can focus on other content. What's your take on that?
Yeah, I agree. They're definitely if it's through a new tall tale or if it's through a new world event, uh, it doesn't really matter. I think it would be cool to have an ending to it. Honestly, what I would like to see, you know, maybe what they could do, this would be something brand new to the game, but what if, like, when you finish the world event of Flameheart, maybe that's just like the beginning of the event, basically. So you sink his ship, and then what if like a portal opened up and you had to go face him in like a sword fight and you kill him, and then that's where you would get your loot or something. I don't really know, but I think having some way to finish him up would be cool, whether it's a brand new event or whatever, a tall tale, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, we also
I
have.
don't know how they're gonna I don't know how they're gonna implement that now that they're into a new season setup because how are you gonna have a new tall tale for Flameheart without it, like, just being random during some other season, unless the entire season's about Flameheart?
Yeah, maybe that wouldn't be a bad idea. Like what I said, just spread the content out of the season. Like they're not gonna do this; it's a lot of work. But like start with it. Like in the first one, start with a title about Stitch Jim because he's turning into a National Lord. We haven't seen that yet, and let that be one tall tale. And you at the end of it, you defeat Stitch Jim, and then we have a month where it's just going to be cosmetics. Give them some time to work out the final conclusion to the Flamer story, and then the last month gives us the give us a final telltale to Flameheart and let us kill him, or whatever. I mean, something like that would certainly be nice. But yeah, like and just give us tall tales and give us something to wrap up Flameheart. That's the basic idea.
Yeah.
All right, we don't have a lot of time, so I'm gonna skip a lot of comments because otherwise this podcast will be a bit too long. I'm just gonna pick out the ones that stick out. Because Brett Penman again wants more player homes. I don't think that's gonna happen. It's a nice idea, but that's not gonna happen. Poor Pluto's World says more lore and maybe stuff for advanced players, not just for the newer ones. I agree. Just lock something behind Pirate Legends for the long time players. Cameron Stephen, when he says, "I want a whirlpool in the storm," would certainly look cool, but again, would also be really hard to implement. What's your take on that? Do you want a whirlpool in the storm?
Yeah, it sounds cool. I don't think the server would handle that one bit. But,
Yeah.
I don't know what happens when you get to the center of the whirlpool. Do you just sink? I don't like that.
And how
I
do you
don't
get
know, that's
out?
just
And what if your mask broke down? And what if there's a kraken that spawns, or a megalodon that spawns, or a ghost ship that spawns? No, sorry, a skeleton ship. That all needs to factor in. I think it could be cool, like for Talto, like for a set piece where it's just one of those cutscenes where you can move, like with Flame Art 2 with the skull in the head. Just you can't damage the skull, and in the same way, you just have a whirlpool in the background where something is happening, but you can't actually sail into it. So you still have the visual effect. That would be cool. And we end with my favorite comment, and I've put it on the very end of the podcast. It's right word Ruby 3, and he wants hippos, and I want hippos, and it's going to be the best update ever. Obviously, this is a joke, but oh my, I would be so happy if I could have a pet baby hippo and name him Captain Blubber Jr. or something like that. I would really love that.
That would be awesome.
It would be awesome. Any other pets you would want while we're on the subject?
You know, Off the top of my head, I can't think of any, but more pets, the better. Honestly, the pets are super cute. They're really fun and they're awesome. And they're not that expensive. Honestly, if you get just a couple of those ancient skeletons, you can get yourself a pet. That's how I got my first pet. And yeah, they're so fun. I hope they keep making new pet designs and keep releasing them.
Totally agree, and I also agree about the price. Like, if you don't want to spend money, you can still get a pet, and that's like one of the best cosmetics you can buy in the Pirate Emporium. So get
Absolutely.
lucky, get some ancient scullies. So yeah, we're out of time, so we need to close it down. With the hopes for pets, we end the podcast. So if you like these discussions with other YouTubers, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. It does really help this podcast out. And also join the Discord. Just another friendly reminder. Link will be in the description. So I would like to thank Schrogs for joining and being on his very first podcast. I forgot to mention that it's your very first time ever. Not only this podcast, but ever. I'm correct, right?
Yeah, you're right. And yeah, thank you, Captain Blubber. This was a lot of fun. I've never done any kind of podcast ever before. So I love podcasts. That's actually how I discovered your channel. I typed in Sea of Thieves podcast because I was like, is there even a podcast for this game? And I found you and I was like, oh man, this is so cool. And that's what I asked if I could be on it. So thank you so much for having me on here. This was an absolute joy and a pleasure. So thank you.
Oh man, I feel so happy with your words. Can you tell our listeners where they can find you?
Yeah, if you type in Schrogs into YouTube, that's my YouTube name, SCHROGS, and yeah, I make Sea of Thieves content, and if you guys wanna stop by and say hi, that would be awesome.
All right, cool. Yeah, definitely check him out. I myself can be found in this very channel you're listening to this podcast to, as always. So please subscribe if you don't want to miss any future podcasts. And as always, go to Strokes after this one, check out his content, give him a like, give him a subscribe, and say hi. So yeah, that's it. Thank you very much for listening. You, the listener, are simply amazing. So stay safe, do something daring, and have a nice day. Goodbye.
All right, goodbye, everyone. Thanks again.